Who, me? Marilyn Monroe? Oh, I do think so. Oh, I'm a nutcase. So today we are going to be reviewing another new collection from Sheglam, and this one kind of caught me off guard. I was not expecting this collection at all, and then it just dropped and I was like, I have to review it. So today we are going to be reviewing the Marilyn Monroe Sheglam makeup collection. And of course, in honor of Marilyn, I did do a little cute Marilyn Monroe mold. So this is what the packaging looks like for the actual makeup collection. I will show what it looked like with all the products in there so you can kind of get the idea. I feel like it's so cute. I really love whenever they do like a little bit more of like a special kind of box for their collection. So this one is very cute because it kind of looks like a little stage. It's got the curtains. It's just very, very adorable. So you can get this collection from sheglam.com as well as shein.com. You can get them on both websites, and you can get the collection all together like I did, or you can purchase items individually. So I'll go through all of the products, let you know the prices and what I think about them and whether I would recommend them or not. So if you purchase the full collection, it is $39.99, or like I said, you can get items individually. So what comes in the full collection? You get the face and eye palette, you get one liquid blush, you get 2 lip duos, each coming with 1 lip liner and 1 tinted lip balm, 1 liquid eyeliner, 1 red lipstick, and you get the free gift, which is a little kabuki makeup brush along with a cute little kind of Marilyn Monroe ticket. So starting off, the first product we're going to be reviewing is the blush, and this is a new color from one of their permanent collections from their regular line. So this is in the color Hollywood. You can get this individually for $5.49. And it is a little blush like this with a little sponge tip that you can shake up the product and you can apply it to the skin and blend it out. I love the like specialty packaging for this with the black glitter. It's just so, so pretty. So let's go ahead and move on into the application and let you guys know how I applied this and what I think of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some little dots on the back of my hand just because I wanna see how pigmented this is. All right, so if you can see this, it kind of looks like it's definitely more of like a liquidy, serum-y kind of finish, especially if I blur it out like that. So I am going to just dot a little bit of that onto my cheek, and then I'm gonna take my little blush brush that I like to use and just kind of stipple that into the cheek. It's definitely very pigmented. Wow, that little bit went quite a long way. It actually looks quite nice. It's very pretty, but very pigmented. I wouldn't have thought that much color payoff would have come off just from this little bit of product, but honestly, you guys, I'm kind of impressed. It's definitely putting some color on my cheeks. All right, I think I might have kind of overdone it just a little bit with the blush, so I might kind of go back, kind of tone this down just a little bit, because I feel like I'm starting to kind of get into like sunburn territory with how much I applied, but we'll make it work. I'm just gonna take like a drop of my foundation that I used today, and we're just gonna do like the tiniest bit on top of that. Just kind of tone that down just a bit. So overall, I actually really do like this blush. I do think I went a little bit overboard today with my application of it, but overall I do really like it, and I thought the color might be a little intense at first, but I think if you just apply it very sparingly, you can get a really pretty look. So I actually really do like this, and if you're into like more red toned kind of blushes, I feel like this is a really good product to pick up if you're interested in that kind of color. This is the face and eye palette. You can get this individually for $10.99, and in this palette there is one long product here that can kind of be used as like a blush or a highlighter. This is shimmery and it is like an ombre style product. It's a little bit more of like a platinum champagne at the bottom and a little bit more of like a peachy coral towards the top. You can kind of blend to mix it to whatever shade you want. Then there's also a face powder in here that is like an oil absorbing powder. And then at the top we have the 4 eyeshadow colors, which are all mattes. So really quickly, let's hop into the application portion. I will show you how I use this as a highlighter as well as on my eyes and the eyeshadow look that I did today. I'm actually gonna use this as like my highlighter today. and we're gonna just kind of see what that does for us. So I'm going to use the little brush that came with it. Typically, I think I would use this more for like a contour or a blush rather than like a highlighter, but hey, we're gonna use what we got here. So I'm gonna kind of dip just a little bit more towards like the lighter end of the pan here, since I am going to use this more as a highlighter. So let's see what that gives. Woo, maybe this wasn't the right brush because it's kind of not as targeted as I would have liked it to be. Yeah, I think I definitely went a little too crazy. Okay, a little bit chunky as far as like the highlighter goes, and it kind of just like sticks right where you put it. It doesn't really like blend out very much, like, and I don't know if that's from the blush kind of sticking like to the blush or not, or if that's just the formula of that highlighter shade. I don't know, I'm not quite loving that. I'm gonna go a little bit towards the deeper side and kind of apply that and see if we can kind of tone that down a little bit, since it is a little bit more on the pinky side towards the back of it. I don't know, I'm not loving that. I'm not loving that. And also, I'm not sure what the hell I'm supposed to do with this white here. Let me consult the listing. Okay, so it says that it is a pressed powder and it is for oil controlling, long lasting, and lightweight. You guys, I mean, it's like chalk, like actual chalk. Like, and I am paper white and that's still too white for me. We're gonna try just like a little bit of it on, but I mean, like, seriously, you guys, like it's chalk white powder. Like, this is like school chalk white. Maybe we can kind of tone down a little bit of that highlighter with this. Yeah, I'm not really feeling that at all. Super chalky, super powdery. I would not use this product, and like, I'm almost as fair as they come, and I would not use this. So this is just kind of like pointless for me, especially since it's taking up like almost half the palette. Not loving that at all. Really not loving that. Okay, so for the eyeshadows though, there are only 4 shadows and they are all matte. And again, I'm kind of, I mean, I get that this is supposed to be like Marilyn inspired, but I'm kind of having trouble with like what to do with this palette. So I'm just gonna try to copy the eye look that they have like on the promo pictures, because otherwise I don't really know what I would do. All right, so to give this look the best chance possible, I'm gonna start by applying a little bit of an eyeshadow primer to my lids. All right, so usually for my eyeshadow looks, I tend to work from like lightest to darkest, but I have found time after time that just does not work well with Sheglam's eyeshadow formula for me personally. I typically find that they tend to be a little bit on the softer, chalkier kind of side, and I find that if I try to work from lightest to darkest, then it just kind of won't stick to the skin once I get to the darkest shadow, because there's already so much powder on my lids. So I'm gonna try going with the darkest brown shadow right here, and I always find that I have to tap off a lot of the eyeshadow before I start to apply it to my eye. So I'm just gonna take that shadow with a smaller kind of blending brush, and we're going to start by applying that and start blending that into the crease. All right, so that is how that brown shadow looks. All right, now taking that slightly cooler, lighter matte brown, I'm going to take that just on the edge of the crease and just kind of blend that out, use it as more of like a kind of transition-y kind of color, but I'm not really taking that much because I felt like I was able to blend that first brown color a little bit better with having that applied to my skin first. So I don't feel like it's as necessary to use both of those browns, but we're gonna use them anyway. Next, using that cream color, once again, we're gonna take that on, this time, a larger, fluffier blending brush, and I'm just gonna kind of apply that right under my brow bone and just kind of blend out any edges there from the brown shadows. All right, and finally moving on to that matte baby blue shadow here. I'm going to apply this with a flat shader shadow brush, and I just don't know if this is going to show up or not. We will see. And then I'm just going to apply this to my lid. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think it was gonna show up as well as it is, but I think it would show up even better if I had applied like a white base to my lid to really give it something to stick to. But I do want to kind of judge this based on its own merits. So in the future, if I were to ever use this, I think I would definitely do a little bit of a matte white base. Do just a little bit with my finger and let me see how that applies. Yeah, I think you get just a little bit more color if you apply it directly with your finger. All right, and then to finish up the look, we're gonna go back to that darkest matte brown. I'm just gonna take this on a little pencil brush. I'm gonna run that on the lower portion of my lash line. All right, and then I think the very, very last thing I'm gonna do, just for funsies, since this is like an all matte eyeshadow, I think I'm gonna take just a little bit of that like kind of highlighter-y type shade and just do a tiny bit of this like on the inner corner. Kind of just can't resist doing just a little bit of like a sparkle. Definitely like it more as like an inner corner highlight shadow rather than it being like a highlighter, so at least there's that use for it for me personally. Otherwise, I don't think I would use that on my face again. It just is a little bit more on the chunkier kind of side, so I don't really think it suits the face too well. So overall, my thoughts on the face and eye palette, I have to say I just really wasn't that impressed at all with this. I didn't really like that highlighter shade on the skin. I did like it as like an inner corner highlight type of look, but I mean, honestly, at that point, I just really didn't care for too many products in here. The eyeshadows were all right. I did apply them a little bit differently than I regularly would, and I feel like it turned out okay. And the blue shadow, I was a little bit impressed with that one because I really did not have high hopes at all for that color, but I feel like on top of a like white base, it would really, really pop. So maybe I will play around with that in the future and see what I think about it that way. Now, I do have to admit, this is super, super chalky, you guys. Like, I really honestly do not care for that at all. It does give a slight white cast to the skin, and I'm pretty much as fair as it comes, and I still didn't enjoy this at all. So I really hate that this takes up such a large portion of the palette and is such a product that I really don't think I would get any use out of, to be honest. But overall, I just was not impressed by this palette, and honestly, it was probably one of my least favorite items in the whole collection. I think they did a really good job on the packaging though. It's very pretty. It's kind of like this pebbled leather black and white picture of Marilyn, which is just so iconic, but I just really feel like they let me down with this palette. So unfortunately, this is one I would say skip on it unless you are just like a huge Marilyn fan and you just kind of want it for like a collector-y kind of vibe and you don't really care so much about the makeup. Otherwise, if you're wanting this because you want like the makeup and you want it to be good, I would say absolutely skip on this one. I just really wasn't that impressed at all. Next up, we have the eyeliner. This one is individually $3.99. This one is called the A Poet's Lover Liquid Eyeliner, and then on the front it says "We are all stars," which I think is so cute. And I think packaging wise, it is so adorable. It kind of looks like an old-fashioned pen and quill, kind of like inkwell kind of thing. Now, I actually think this is very, very cute packaging, but I have seen this packaging before from another product from another brand many, many years ago. So even though this is still like super cute packaging wise, it wasn't as like brand new and fun as I think it might have been had I not known about another product that looks very much like this, like exactly like this. And so this is just a black liquid liner. It has a very teeny tiny precise brush, which is great if you like more of like a thin kind of eyeliner look. So let's just go ahead and try it out. So far so good. Very tiny brush, and I like that it's a little bit on the stiffer side, so it's not too floppy. So I'm actually quite liking this so far. Let's see how I can do the wing. Now, I'm not that great with doing these with the wing, so let's see what we can do. Okay, I have to say I don't love this for doing the wing. Almost feel like it's a little bit too long. Like, it's good for like just kind of creating that initial kind of swoop, but for filling in, it's a little difficult. And I did try to go for like a more elongated, kind of like exaggerated wing than what I typically do, kind of like to give it that old Hollywood vibe, but we're gonna let that dry and finish up the other eye. I like that it is a matte black eyeliner though. All right, so this is how the eyes look, finished off with some mascara and some lashes. But as far as the eyeliner itself, if you like a really matte black eyeliner with a super fine, precise tip, this is a pretty good one, I would say, which is great for like super detailed thin wing liners. So overall, I think that this is a pretty good one if you're interested in like a really cute packaging style and you want the product to be good. I feel like this is actually a pretty good one, so I would definitely say if you are interested in picking this one up, I would say go for it. All right, so moving on to the lip products, we have two different lip sets that come in the set, or you can get them individually for $6.49 a piece for each each set. So the two sets that we have is Fear is Stupid and So Are Regrets. So each set comes with one lip liner and one tinted lip balm. So let's see what these look like on me. So the first one we have here is called Fear is Stupid. So I'll go ahead and just apply the lip liner all over, and then we'll do the lip gloss kind of thing on top of it. Okay, so here is the lip liner. So I'm just gonna apply this all over. Didn't try to make it super perfect, but this is the lip liner Fear is Stupid. I have to say I really like this color, and I really like the formula of this as well. So far I like this one. Then for the Fear is Stupid tinted lip balm is what they call these. Remember e.l.f. used to have something like this way back in the day in the same exact packaging. So this one's a little bit darker, and since this is just like a tinted lip balm, I'm just gonna apply it with my finger. All right, so this is what Fear is Stupid looks like together. Overall, I really like the lip liner. The tinted balm, I mean, it just kind of is what it is. It is a little on the stickier, thicker side, but overall, I think they look quite nice together. So the next lip duo is called So Are Regrets. All right, so this lip line color, it seems to be a little bit more on like the warmer kind of like yellowy beige brown kind of tone. I actually kind of like this one too. I didn't think I was gonna like this one, but this one I really feel like the tinted lip balm doesn't quite go with this as much. This is definitely a little bit more on like a cherry red side, whereas the last one was a little bit more of like a brick red. But once again, let's just apply it and see what it looks like. So here is the lip balm. Yeah, so tone-wise, I feel like these are a little bit different, but I think like once you put it on, it really doesn't seem that different. All right, and this is what So Are Regrets looks like. Once again, not really a color I typically go for. It's a little bit more on the reddy tone, and I don't really do red lipsticks a lot, which, spoiler alert, there's a red lipstick. We'll get to that in just a minute. Overall, though, I feel like this actually kind of looks quite nice. I feel like it's kind of cute. I don't really go for these types of tones that often, but maybe every once in a while I will kind of like sneak these in. So I definitely love the lip liners. I feel like a lot of Sheglam's lip liners I have been a fan of. There haven't been too many that I can think of off the top of my head I haven't liked, and these are no exception. These are very creamy and smooth, very pigmented. But to be honest, I kind of wish the lip liners were separate from the tinted lip balms. For me, I probably wouldn't get the tinted lip balms, but overall I do kind of like them together. I don't really think it's necessary to get both, so just kind of decide what color tone is more your style. All right, and finally we have the lipstick. This one is in XO Marilyn, and you can get this one individually for $5.49. All right, so this is what the lipstick packaging looks like. It's kind of like a black faux leather kind of like polka dot detail on here. The thing that I really love about this lipstick so far is that number one, you might notice the shape of it. It's actually more of like a square rectangular kind of shape, which is very vintage. And it also has like some really cute subtle little like lipstick kissy lips on the lipstick itself, kind of embossed into the bullet. I feel like red lipstick doesn't suit me too well, so if it looks a little funky, we'll just bear through it. I feel like we definitely needed a moment of silence for that application. All right, so that is the best I can do with applying this lipstick without a lip liner. Now, I feel like the corner of my lips are just a little bit messy, so please excuse that. I really liked the shape of this bullet for applying it to like my top lip, but I did find it a little bit hard to apply to the bottom lip with that shape, so I found it was easiest to apply it regularly, holding it regularly to the top lip, but then flip it upside down so that chiseled edge was like kind of on the bottom of it. So I found that that was the best way to apply this. I do have to say though, this is a gorgeous red lipstick. If you are into red lipsticks, I just feel like it doesn't suit me that well. I'm also feeling like I kind of need like a Marilyn mole, so I kind of feel like maybe I should do that. I hope I don't regret this. I just feel like it's right. All right, we'll go with that for our little subtle Marilyn mole. Who, me? Marilyn Monroe? Oh, I do think so. Oh, I'm a nutcase. So I'm not gonna lie, I really feel like they kind of had a missed opportunity where they really should have included like a red lip liner and made this like a lip duo. I felt like that would have been a really good thing that they should have done, and here's what I would have done if I was designing this collection. So instead of making these two a lip duo, what I would have done was maybe have one more lip liner, made it a red lip liner, made this a set, and then made these two a duo. That's what I would have done. That way you still had the choice to kind of get the lip liners or the tinted lip balms, and then there would have been like a red lip liner to go with the lipstick. Otherwise I might have made a red lip liner and then the lipstick a duo. Either way would probably work out, but I just really wish that they would have had the red lip liner, just because I feel like red is such a bold color. It's one of those ones that, especially for me, if I'm going to wear a red lipstick, I absolutely need a like really good, like almost a little bit on the waxier side lip liner to keep the red in place and not have it go all over my face. So I feel like that was just a very slight missed opportunity that I really wish they would have included in the collection in some fashion. But as far as the lipstick goes itself, I really love the old-fashioned lip bullet shape. I feel like it's so retro and fitting of the collection, and I liked that very small but very noticeable detail that they included. And as far as the formula itself, I really do like it. It is a bit more of like a satiny kind of red lipstick. This one does have just a little bit of a sheen to it, but it's not glossy, so you don't have to worry about it going all over the place. And as far as like the texture of it, the color of it, it is just like that perfect signature bright cherry red Marilyn color. So I think they did great on that. I only wish they would have included a lip liner in the collection in some form or fashion. And if reds are your colors and you know you like this tone of red, I would absolutely recommend this one. For me personally though, I just feel like, knowing what I know now, I probably wouldn't have bought it, just because I know I don't wear red lipstick that often, and I've already got like 1 or 2 red lipsticks in my collection, so I really just don't need any more. But if red's your thing, this is a really good one. I like the packaging as well. It's very cute, very fun. As far as the little free gift brush, I like this one a lot. It's very soft and smooth, and I typically would use this more for like either like a face powder or like a blush. So I used it today to try to apply the shimmer shade as like a highlighter, which I don't know, I just didn't love how it applied, but the brush itself is actually pretty good. I would definitely use it for a different type of product though, so it's always nice to kind of have those little free gifts included. Alright guys, so as far as all of the products in this collection, I have to say I'm a little bit more surprised that I liked as many products as I did. And really and truly, the only product I really just did not care for was the eyeshadow palette, which I kind of just feel like is, in a way, kind of like the star point of like the whole collection. And I'm just kind of sad that I'm not gonna say that they bungled it, but I kind of think they did. And I just feel like there's a million other things that they could have done that would have just worked out better. And I was just very let down by, number one, this product. I think that if this was anything else, like give me like 4 more eyeshadows, because this just wasn't, this was just a waste of product and a waste of palette space. Unless you are just a true like mega fan of Marilyn Monroe and you do not care whether the makeup's any good and you just kind of want this for like a collector-y kind of item, that's really the only person I would recommend to get the palette if you're not getting the full collection. Otherwise, I would just say skip on this. Product-wise, it's not great. It's not great. It's not what it could have been, and I was just very let down by the palette itself, and that was one of the products I knew from the first time I saw this collection. I was like, I'm not gonna like that palette, and I already know that, and it was absolutely true. I kept an open mind, but it just wasn't it. For like $11, just save your money. Save your money. My top favorite things, I would say maybe the lip liners for sure, but since I can't like count those like individually, I would have to say probably the blush and the eyeliner were my favorite 2 standout products, but I loved the lip liners as well, and I'm kind of coming around to the tinted lip balms. I just feel like I wouldn't wear them that often, especially with having to like dip my finger in and stuff like that. I feel like they're not the most sanitary products, but hey, I did think they looked quite nice on while I was trying them on. Right guys, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Links are below. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.